What's up, you guys? How you doing today? So I'm gonna show you guys how to make like cool looking screenshots, thumbnails, memes, whatever it is you guys want to do when you're taking still shots in the Captura mode in Warframe. I know not, a lot of people don't really go over this, and it's just kind of simple. I made a video in the past before about like decorating your Warframes and all that sort of stuff, and it seemed to get a lot of positive reviews. So here's one on Captura. So first thing that you guys want to do is if you don't want your sentinel hanging over your head like I do in a lot of my thumbnails because I just forget every time, take your sentinel off. Don't have any companion on in here. I mean, unless you want it in the screenshot, but if you don't, take it off. Next thing is, it depends on the kind of, shot that you're going for with your Warframe. If you guys don't want to have, like, the weapons or anything like that in there, I haven't found a way to actually go in there and not have the weapons on. And I know there's this thing in here that says visible when holstered, right? So I have that off. It's not visible when holstered, but for whatever reason, when I go in the Captura, it always shows my weapons. Like, I don't know if you guys know how to get rid of one of those. Let me know in the comments down below. But for now, we're kind of stuck with it, and that's okay because the shot that I'm looking to take today is actually important that we have the orthos on here. So we're going to use Cora, and we're going to go into appearance, and then we're going to jump into Captura mode. And we want to pick something that's probably going to look good as a background with Cora. And for the most part, it doesn't really matter what we wind up picking, but I think I'm just going to go with, I'm looking for a specific, this one right here. I'm going to go with this scene. So when we get in there, I'm going to show you, I'm going to break down like all the important things for you guys to know and look at and all that sort of stuff. But the first thing that we want to do when we get in here is we want to turn the grain all the way down. I don't know why the grain is even an option on here. Like, I don't know. I would never use the grain. If we turn it all the way up, you guys will see. It makes the whole picture all grainy. Like, if you ran your fingers over it, it'd be like, reading Braille or something. And I don't really want to learn how to read Braille, at least not at this point in my life anyway. So we're going to turn the grain all the way down, right? Now that we got the grain down, we're going to find some place to kind of go and take this shot. And one thing I want you guys to notice is the lighting around the room is going to make a little bit of a difference. So if we look at the floor right here, this is kind of like it has like a light blue tint to it as far as lighting goes. But if we stand right over here, you guys see the orange, right? So I'm going to actually stand her in the orange, and I'm going to put this picture so that the shot that I know I'm going to take from the angle I'm going to take, it's going to be angled. And there's a reason for that. I'm gonna show you guys in 1 second. And now what we want to do is I'm gonna wait for her to do this little move, and then I'm gonna pause it where I know that, I want her to be. Right there. So now that we're here, here's what we're gonna do. I got this cool little shot of her grabbing out at the camera, right? And now I want to adjust my shot so that we got her hands kind of out like this. Right, so she's fitting in the screen now. I'm setting this up. You guys don't have to do this. You can back up more, and this way you can crop the image yourself after you take the screenshot, or however you want to do it. If you are making this for a thumbnail, then what generally you want to do is if you look at like, let's say if you look at like this side of the screen, I have room for words, whereas over here it's got all the picture. And I don't really want to cover this up. So it depends on what kind of screenshot you're looking to do. If you're going to make a meme or a thumbnail or whatever it might be, you want probably a place where you can throw words and it's not going to overlap, the focal point of the picture, which would be your Warframe. So a couple things we're going to go over right now is typically what I do is I have the saturation all the way up. Generally, people are attracted to bright colors. It just makes the picture more vibrant. It makes like if I turn this all the way down, you'll see the picture goes black and white. So saturation always all the way up. And then after you take the shot, you could even take it to another editing program and turn the saturation up just a little bit more. Overdoing it might make it look too cartoony and blurry, so keep that in mind. But still, if you can get the saturation up, do that. And now what we're going to do is we're going to go down to field of view. So this is going to adjust it even more. Okay, perfect. That's exactly what we wanted to take a shot of. So field of view is basically just going to zoom in. It's going to adjust your field of view. And that's all that really does. But this is exactly what we wanted to be talking about right here. So I'm going to back this up a little bit. And again, I'm looking to make sure that her helmet fits in here, her hand fits in here. And now we're going to go down to the 3 light setup. Watch what happens with the 3 light setup right here when I do this. See how that totally changes the colors on her? It adds 3 different lights that we can set up on her. And I'll go over that in 1 second. But one thing I want to do before I show you guys that is actually this neutral part right here. I can change this so it changes the look of, you know, the frame, the background and stuff. But what you guys want to know about this is it doesn't really matter which one I pick. There's a depth filter here. And what the depth filter does is it takes it from the front of the picture and goes back through the picture. So I'll show you right now. See that? Now I have a red background, and I've taken Cora and taken the red off of her. And the further back I go, you guys can see it moving back there, which is kind of why I took this shot on an angle. So if I wanted like a really bloody background or something like that, we can make that happen. But this is basically what this filter does. The fields of depth. You can kind of move it like that. You could also reverse it. So it starts with Cora, and then you have the whole background that's not red. So it depends on the kind of shot you want to take and what you're looking to do. But that's basically what these filters do. And then the opacity is just how hard of a red does it throw on there. So if I take that all the way down, you know, she's back to normal. If I take it all the way up, you know, she's back to being fully red and everything. What I generally like to do is the contrast one. So I'll just throw the contrast on there. And I don't think I want it reversed. No, I want the background all bright and stuff. Because we're actually going to adjust her. But I don't want the whole background bright. I want it... Yeah, look, you see the background right there? I just want all that stuff in the background to be lit up. Nice and bright and stuff like that. Everything else here can stay the same color. Let's see if we can find a good place for it. Yeah, anywhere over there is fine. So, okay. So we got all that out of the way. Exposure, I want you guys to tie exposure to scene light. And we'll get back to that in a second. But now what we're going to do is the 3 light setup and how this all works. So generally what I do with the 3 light setup is I want to find out what light, you know, like how the light's affecting the frame and stuff like that. And I know the main light generally affects a lot of the dark parts and, you know, the overall main part of the frame here. So if I turn this up, you guys will see, like, you know, all the dark on her just now lights up on her leg, her chest, her arm, all that sort of stuff. So generally that's just what that does. I could take this and I can make it any color I really want. And since I've been messing around with this a little bit, I'm going to make it a little blue right there. So this now is going to affect the brightness of the blue that's on Cora right here. So also keep in mind, notice this too, like you can basically change a lot of the color and confuse the heck out of people with what, you know, like colors you originally had on her. So that's what she originally looks like. And this is now with the blue. So I've kind of completely changed the original look that she has here by doing that. So now the fill light, this is what we're going to do. The fill light, we're going to adjust, we're going to mess with this a little bit just to see what this one does. So that kind of adds, like I'm looking at the spikes that are coming off of her and what that does. So that's adding a lot of color and stuff there. So what we can do for that is, again, depending on the look that you're going for, let's see what it would look like with red on that. If I do some bright reds, what does that do? Kind of gives it, I don't know, a very interesting look here. But anyway, we'll leave that for now. And then this one, let's say I was going here, green. Look at how that changes her a little bit. It just adds a whole new kind of color to her. Now, if I were showing this off in like an art show or something like that, I probably wouldn't have the green on here, but just for the sake of making this video and you guys seeing how this all looks and stuff, we're gonna go with the green right here. And now it kind of looks like she's battling some green light. Something's coming at her that's like mad green, and she's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna grab you by the nuts, right? And then we have the scene light here, the rotation light. The rotation light, check this out. Spin this really slow and you guys will see what it does. It just circles a light around her. So you can kind of adjust where you want, you know, the light to look. And that's a lot of the making the pictures in Captura is just a lot of adjusting it and seeing how it looks and, you know, how you might want it to turn out. So if I do the green here, I don't know, this looks really interesting to me. I almost want to just leave it because of how interesting it looks. But we have the one thing that I know I don't want to do. Let's see, that, meh. This just looks, I don't know, to me this looks like kind of like a cool combination of colors right around here. So I'll leave that. And then the scene light, this is what this does, ready? So the scene light is going to make everything really bright, or it's going to make everything really dark, right? So I've totally darked out the background, and now it's very like sci-fi looking. She's at like a nightclub. She's like, yo, I'm gonna get me some and just party my face off. But let's go to exposure. So we just messed with scene light, now exposure. This is what exposure does. Exposure makes the whole thing darker, but in a different way than the scene light does. So exposure, you know, you want your pictures bright, or you want your pictures a little bit brighter, just for, like, you know, the attractive sake or whatever. But here's what we'll do. Turn the scene light. I don't really want this too bright, but we do want it bright. So I'll leave that there, and now I'm just going to mess with this again. Exposure, turn that down a little bit. Okay, so this kind of looks like a happy medium place for us to have it. And there we go. So I don't know, you guys kind of saw this, and again, like, if I were like, let's say, if I were doing this for real, maybe we'll take the green off, something else. Do like pink. That looks kind of good. It looks extra girly with the pink. So let's just go with, that's pretty vibrant. We'll go with the blue, and then we'll change this around and see how that looks. Rotation one last time. And just look for that perfect spot. Ooh, I like how the red shines off her now on this look. Now this is, check this out again. You see all the adjustments I made with the lights and stuff? Let's turn it off and see what she actually looks like. You see that? Completely changes the way that she looks. So now she just goes into like a blue and red look, and now she's just kind of like purple and like burgundy or whatever that color red is. But there you go, you guys. Let's see, anything else for now? No, the 3-light setup, all that sort of stuff. Yeah, so basically, that's all you guys really want to do. You just want to kind of set that up. We'll get out of options, hit the L button, and that takes the panel off, and here you guys go. You got your screenshot, or whatever it is that you want to do. So a lot of the Captura mode and all that sort of stuff, it's just messing around with the lights and the colors and stuff. But basically, I showed you like what is important and what you actually want to be doing with it, what stuff does. So now you guys have a better idea as to what you could be doing with your screenshots, your memes, your thumbnails, whatever it might be for you taking, you know, these shots in Captura mode. So hopefully you guys found this video helpful. If you guys have any questions or anything like that, I've got tons of videos that can help you out in Warframe, especially on making loads of platinum. Those seem to be the most popular videos on my channel. There's a lot of walkthroughs and stuff like that. As far as what to do in the game, since Warframe doesn't really walk you through it too well, you guys will have a lot of good ideas in those videos you can check out and everything like that. Also, stream every day on Twitch, so feel free to stop by, twitch.tv/newness007. And all that being said, absolutely love your faces. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Hope you have an amazing day, and I will see you guys in the next one.